Hello comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musics. I am your host, Bill Miller. Thank you for joining the first installment of our Top 100 Pre-Code Crime Comics. As tough as it was to narrow down my list to just 100 comics, what was perhaps even tougher was what constituted a crime comic versus a horror comic. Ultimately, I determined that if crime was in the title, it was a crime comic, even if it had strong horror elements. Petty thieves, grifters, and outright crooks have existed in American comic books and strips since their inception, while books and strips devoted to them and their activities are relatively rare. The comic strip Dick Tracy was the first to focus on the character and plots of a vast array of gangsters. Chester Gould's strip, begun in 1931, made effective use of grotesque villains, actual police methods, and shocking depictions of violence. It inspired many features starring a variety of police, detectives, and lawyers. First, the rules. The comics had to have been published prior to carrying the Comics Code Authority seal, and the title had to primarily be a crime title. No photo covers are allowed. Lastly, these are not necessarily either the most popular or the most expensive crime books. They are simply the best crime comic book covers, in my humble opinion. It was extremely challenging to rank numbers 100 to 81, but I learned a ton, and it was a pleasure to make these videos. I made a series of 5 videos with 20 entries in each one, so please join me for the first 20 covers as we count down the top 100 pre-code crime comic book covers. Alright, leading off our list at number 100 is Crime Mysteries, issue number 11, from Trojan Magazines, published in January of 1954. Although we're not certain, the cover artist is believed to be William Zeller. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. She wants to escape the police, but may have wandered into a much worse fate. A great dress, and I love the green shading of the building. Bootlegging in at number 99 is Mr. District Attorney, issue number 18, from DC, hitting the shelves in November of 1950. The cover artist is Howard Purcell. Now, where can I get my hands on this clock? Nothing says you're at the top of the hour like a Tommy gun wielding cuckoo. Putting cement shoes on at number 98 is Shock Detective Cases, issue number 21, from Star Publications, produced in November of 1952. The cover art is by L.B. Cole. I like these standard outrageous Cole colors, but the star of the image is what appears to be the visage of the Grim Reaper. Pistol whipping at number 97 is Crime Detective Comics, Volume 3, issue number 3, from Hillman, hitting the stands in July of 1952. Unfortunately, the cover artist is unknown. The knife pinning the man's sleeve to the table, the woman's dress and fur stole, and the gorgeous dark green background. It all works well together. Throwing knives at number 96 is Crimes by Women, issue number 54, from Fox, out in 1954. Again, we do not know the identity of the cover artist. Let this be a lesson to us all. Beware the company you keep. They may just turn you over to the cops in a rough fashion. Murdering at number 95 is Racket Squad in Action, Issue number 6. From Charlton. In circulation in April of 1953. The cover art is by Frank Frollo. I like the two scenes playing out in both the foreground and background. Who is that mystery woman in the shadows, and why is she taking a fistful of loot? Mayhaps we need to read the issue to find out. Extorting at number 94 is Dick Tracy, 66, from Harvey. Printed in August of 1953. The cover artist is Joe Simon. Dick Tracy is a great read, and many of the stories contain surprisingly graphic art. This cover, featuring Tracy's hair on fire, is slightly disturbing. Robbing at number 93 is Manhunt, issue number 11, from Magazine Enterprises. Printed in August of 1948. Paul Parker is the cover artist. We have a blonde in a red dress, but the scene stealer is the hell-spawned werewolf with the incredibly colorful garb. Billy clubbing at number 92 is Mr. District Attorney, issue number 39, from DC. Hot off the presses in May of 1954. The cover art is by Kurt Swan. I like the car, the way the tree frames the scene, and the eye-popping purple of the Reaper's robe. At number 91 is Underworld Crime, issue number 5, from Fawcett. Seeing print in March of 1953. Although we're not positive, the cover artist is believed to be Carl Pfeiffer. Blazing guns, a WWE chokehold, and lovely purples adorn this fantastic cover. Gambling with number 90 is Racket Squad in Action, issue number 5, from Charlton. Packaged in February of 1953. The cover art is by Frank Frollo. We have a blonde in distress, replete with heavy rouge and eyeshadow, sporting a wonderful choker. The background ghosts add just a little touch of horror. Machine gunning at number 89 is Police Lineup, issue number 3, from Avon. Available in April of 1952. The cover art is by Ronaldo Epworth. I like the concept of the lineup mugshots along the spine, although the artwork is lacking. The star of the show was the blonde reeling in abject fear from the brandished weapon. Rum running with number 88 is Suspense Detective, issue number 2, from Fawcett. Published in August of 1952. Yet again, we do not know the cover artist. A wonderful angled shot from atop the skyscraper. The three bursts of yellow really set the image off and complement the heavy shadows and muted tones. At number 87 is War Against Crime, issue number 11, from EC. Hitting the shelves in February of 1950. The cover artist is Johnny Craig. Now, I'm a sucker for a mummy cover, and this one does not disappoint. The green on the black in the trade dress is bold and helps anchor the image. Stool pigeoning at number 86 is Parole Breakers, issue number 3, from Avon. Produced in July of 1952. The cover artist is Everett Raymond Kinsler. The coppers are outside with our criminal duo seemingly cornered like rats. But these rats are packing plenty of firepower and at least a pack and a half of lucky strikes. Brass knuckling with number 85 is Shock Detective Cases, issue number 20, from Star Publications. Hitting the stands in September of 1952. The cover artist is L.B. Cole. We've got a baddie with bad intentions on his mind and a garrote between his hands. And our screaming victim has awakened to a cornucopia of color. And number 84 is Crimes by Women, issue number 7, from Fox. Out in July of 1949. Unfortunately, we do not know the identity of the cover artist. A beautiful blonde in a red dress seems to be using her feminine charms to lure these cash-carrying soldiers into a date with her pistol. Threatening at number 83 is Murder Incorporated, issue number 2, from Fox. In circulation in March of 1948. Yet again, we do not know the cover artist. This is a graphic image. The woman goes to her bedroom closet to fetch an outfit, only to find a man that may have been killed by the Chicago outfit. And number 82 is Famous Crimes, issue number 3, also from Fox. Seeing print in October of 1948. Alas, we do not know the cover artist. We have a bevy of yellow and green in the backdrop, with a baddie's piece blazing away at the fuzz while carrying a frightened woman in a sexy outfit. And doing hard time with number 81 is The Perfect Crime, issue number 31, from Cross, out in January of 1953. Yet again, the cover artist is unknown. This image reminds me of Chamber of Chills number 19. However, it isn't exactly the same, and it certainly isn't a swipe, since this issue was out at least a year prior to the more famous Chamber of Chills comic. And that will do it for numbers 100 through 81, as we count down the top 100 pre-code crime comics. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got to see some books you either haven't seen before, or haven't seen in quite some time. Please leave a comment and tell me your thoughts. Do I have some ranked too high or too low? Or there's some that shouldn't have made the list at all? I'd love to hear your feedback, and don't forget to join me for the next installment as we count down numbers 80 through 61.